A verdict.
Yes.
On count one, strangulation. A verdict.
Yes.
On count one, strangulation or suffocation, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
On count two, the charge of assault and battery, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Madam Forelady, members of the jury, hearken to your verdict as the court has recorded it. Upon your oath, you say that the defendant is not guilty of the count of strangulation or suffocation and not guilty of the count of assault and battery. So say you, Madam Forelady?
Yes.
So say all members of the jury.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Jurors, please be seated for a moment. Everyone be seated. Jurors, I told you during this trial and in my instructions that the verdict was your responsibility and your responsibility alone. Jurors, I want to thank each of you for your careful attention and your service throughout this trial. This case has involved a heightened level of public attention. Despite that, you have remained focused on the evidence presented in this courtroom and the law as I instructed you. That is exactly what is required, and it is essential to the fair administration of justice. I recognize that serving as a juror in any case can be demanding, and in a case such as this, it may have required additional patience and sacrifice. The court is grateful for the seriousness and integrity with which you have carried out your responsibilities. Now that your service is complete, you are free to discuss the case with others if you choose, but you are not required to do so. You should not feel any obligation to speak with anyone, including members of the media. If you are approached, you may simply decline. Whether or not to speak is entirely your decision. All I can say is that on behalf of the court and the parties, thank you again for your public service, and you are now excused with the thanks of the court.
Today, we are discussing a case that has sparked heated debate across sports media, social media, and conversations between men and women all over the country. NFL star Stefon Diggs has been found not guilty in a case involving allegations made by his former live-in personal chef. After days of testimony, cross-examination, emotional claims, and public scrutiny, the jury acquitted him of the charges. But this conversation is bigger than one athlete. This case forces us to ask uncomfortable questions about modern relationships, celebrity culture, accountability, justice, and human behavior. How do we protect real victims of abuse while also protecting innocent people from false accusations? How do we build a society where evidence matters more than outrage? Another difficult question: why do so many successful men continue placing themselves in dangerous personal situations that can destroy their careers, their reputations, and strip them of their freedom? Because whether people want to admit it or not, many men, especially men with money, fame, and influence, often operate without discipline in their personal lives. They confuse attention with loyalty. They confuse attraction with trust. And they underestimate how quickly lust can turn into chaos. At the same time, we also have to discuss the reality of false accusations. If proven false, can devastate lives. Even when a man is acquitted, the stain often remains. The headlines travel faster than the truth. The accusations become permanent in the public imagination. And that is dangerous. Justice cannot survive in a society where accusations automatically equal guilt. But justice cannot survive if real victims are ignored or mocked. Both of those realities matter. So today's conversation is not about blindly defending celebrities, nor is it about attacking women. It is about accountability, discernment, evidence, discipline, and truth. Because somewhere between believe everything immediately and dismiss every allegation is a place called justice and truth. And that is where this conversation needs to live. So we're getting into this Stephon Diggs case, diving deep into this Stephon Diggs case. So please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share. As you can see already, I've showed you, I've opened up with Stephon Diggs being acquitted of the accusations made by the young lady that you see on the screen. Now, the strangulation and all the other accusations, right? So, strangulation and misdemeanor assault charges involving his former live-in personal chef, right? It was a 2-day trial in Massachusetts, because remember, he was a member of the New England Patriots. So the jury reportedly deliberated for less than 2 hours before acquitting him. So the case sparked intense debate online around, like I said, false accusations, celebrity and wealth, gender dynamics, accountability, male sexual discipline, and the consequences of poor relationship decisions. So these are the things that we're getting into today that we're going to talk about while we look at this trial. Like I said, I started with the jury's decision, because that's not the highlight of it. The highlight is this young woman's to be worthy performance in this trial and these false accusations. But we got to figure out, how do we reduce false accusations against men? My initial thought is, whatever time the man was going to get for said accusation, the woman should get for said false accusation. So if the man was going to get 15 for whatever, she need to get 15 for the false accusations. But, that's just my thought. But of course, we need to come up with something different to be able to reduce these false accusations, or even try to eliminate them. But altogether, we want to be able to reduce and or eliminate violence, domestic violence, all these types of all these levels of violence within our society. Realistically, we're not going to do it completely, but reduce it as much, but also reduce the false accusations. But please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, and man, let's go ahead and get into this trial and see this to be worthy performance by this young lady.
Morning. Just a reminder that you're still under oath.
Okay.
And Ms. Adams, again, that's the same as
Ms.
yesterday.
Adams.
If you could do your best to keep your voice up, that is appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Adams, on January 1st, 2026, you sent Steph's girlfriend a text message that later appeared on TMZ's website, correct?
Yes.
And in that text message, you told Steph's girlfriend that you were so sorry, but you couldn't talk to her, right?
Yes.
And you told Steph's girlfriend in that text message, I didn't say that, especially in the way it was written.
Yes.
Right? And you were talking about the statement
Mila Adams.
that you made to the Dedham police,
Mila
right?
It was a voicemail, and I didn't listen. I read the transcript, so I didn't know her voice.
When you told Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026,
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. So
I
don't
haven't
wanna
finished my
answer it.
question.
She
When you
wild.
told Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026, in a written text message, I didn't say that, you were referring to the statements that were reported in the press that you gave to the Dedham Police Department, correct?
I don't understand your question.
Did you or did you not write
understand
those words?
I don't understand your question without further explaining.
You can't testify under oath to this jury what you meant by the words you wrote to Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026?
I'm sorry. I don't understand your question without further explaining.
You also asked Steph's girlfriend to, quote, please call my mediator and she will answer everything you need to know, but only in person and confidentially. Right?
Yes.
Your mediator's name is Lynette Marie, right?
Lynette Marie.
Thank you. She's also known as Lynette Marie Turner.
I don't know.
You don't know your mediator's last name?
I don't know her. She's married. I don't know her exact last name.
Your mediator works for a company called LMT Global, correct?
Yes, that's her company.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Hey. Did y'all catch that? She said she don't know her name. And the last name, the LMT, the Turner's in it. LMT. Like LMT is the company. And she don't know her last name. She's lying. I told you this is a Tubi-worthy performance. But in all seriousness, though, get back to my question. How do we reduce false accusations against men, right? Because we all know that a serious accusation can destroy a man's reputation, a man's career, his finances, break his mental health, destroy his family, everything. Even if he's found innocent, it's too late. A lot of times, it's too late. The damage is already done. The reputation is ruined. The lies stuck in people's minds. Even though they would see that the man is innocent, they would still treat that man like he's guilty. And that's a societal problem. But the problem with us men is we will do it to ourselves. And that's a problem too. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna be a part of us reimagining and re-engineering masculinity out here. But Stefan Diggs was acquitted. But let's stay in the line of thought, right? Definitely lost opportunities in the NFL. From my understanding, he's not on the Patriots anymore. His public image took a hit. I don't know how much of a hit. Well, it did take a hit. It did take a hit because, yes, Stefan Diggs is known as a man who is very, very, very generous with his nether regions. He's very generous passing out his Arby's, or he generous passing out the meats. Let's say that. But now it's like he's an abuser, So, months under scrutiny, and then his name becoming permanently attached with assault charges, right? So that's the problem. That's the problem. Like, a beautiful lie will travel faster and be accepted more than an ugly truth. Let's keep going.
I'm showing you a corporate document from the state of Michigan. It is an amended annual report filed by LMT Global Corporation. Can you please read the name of the president of that company?
Objection, Your Honor.
What?
Sidebar.
What's the objection? What's the objection? Like, they didn't get her for perjury? I need my Kevin Samuel sound. Don't you know we can see you lying? Like, what my sound at?
You lying. You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther King.
Your mediator, Lynette Marie, issued a money demand to Stefan Diggs on December 29th, the day the criminal complaint in this case issued, right?
I'm not sure of the date.
Come on, lady. She don't know
Oh,
nothing.
may I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
She don't know nothing.
If she recognizes it.
Do you recognize this email from L. Marie on December 29, 2025 to Stefan Diggs and a number of other people?
No, I don't recognize
She
it.
don't know
You've
nothing.
never seen this money demand before.
I seen the money demand after I was. That's it.
She don't know nothing.
I don't recognize the email.
Testimony under oath is that your mediator made a money demand on December 29th for money for you from Mr. Diggs.
Money
The
for
same-
past
The
wages.
same day the criminal complaint in this case issued, and you didn't see it?
I can't answer that question.
I'm sorry?
I can't answer that question without explaining further.
Can't answer that question under oath.
Without explaining.
What?
Your mediator demanded $19,000 on that date, didn't she?
For wages owed, yes.
Your Honor, I move to strike that.
Overruled. Answer stands.
Sorry.
Answer stands.
Thank you, Your Honor. You've made another money demand in this case, haven't you? Actually, before we get there, the night
This the person Stefan Diggs had up in his house, living in his house. This is the person Diggs had living in his house. I'm gonna let this play a little bit, then I'm gonna get to my second point.
I didn't get a
19,000
chance to answer the question.
Before we get there,
Are you withdrawing your
yes,
question,
the
counsel?
question is withdrawn. Thank you, Your Honor. After a money demand for $19,000 was provided to Stefan Diggs, on February 13th, you issued a public statement, didn't you?
Yes.
And in that public statement, you said, I have never sought money to settle this matter, right?
I haven't.
Answer the question, lady.
And by the middle of April, you had hired a lawyer to represent you, right?
For workers' comp.
That's a yes or no question, ma'am.
Yes, for workers' comp.
Your Honor, may the witness be instructed to please answer the questions posed.
Witness answered your question.
All right. And for workers' comp, the lawyer you hired, is she sitting in this room right now?
Yes.
And she helped you prepare for your testimony in this case, right?
She came to support me.
She came to the meeting with the Commonwealth's lawyer to help prepare you for your testimony in this case, correct?
I don't know how to answer that question.
You can't answer that question under oath, ma'am?
No,
You met with the prosecutor last Thursday, right? With your lawyer,
I
right?
was told to have a lawyer because you guys asked me to plead the fifth on some things. So I was instructed to have my lawyer come.
So your testimony under oath is that the Commonwealth's attorney instructed you to bring your private lawyer?
Or a lawyer that you guys offered a lawyer. So I brought my private lawyer.
I'm sorry, when you say you guys, do you mean me, defense counsel for Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
Is your testimony under oath that I had some role in your preparation session with the district attorney's office to prepare you for your testimony in this case?
I was told that the defense said I needed to have a lawyer, or they were going to provide a lawyer, something in that context, about pleading the fifth, about messages.
See, this is why we as a society got to return back to evidence first. Got to return back to evidence first. Men, we got to be better. We got to help ourselves. Now, don't worry, I'm getting the Diggs. He got the right last name because he be digging up in these women. Diggs. But as a society, though, we got to return to evidence first, right? Because, like, especially now in the social media age, people are literally encouraged to treat accusations as proof. And like, because people think because they watch certain movies and shows and such on social media all day, these people really believe that they've become experts in being able to tell whether a person is innocent or guilty without any evidence or with what they believe is evidence. Most people don't know what evidence is, but the public will crucify somebody. The public will make their own verdict. The public will try to, throw somebody away, lock them up and throw away the key based off of what they believe. No real evidence, no hard evidence, no concrete evidence, just based off of what they believe. Now, Stefan Diggs is one of the men who were a bit more lucky because the outrage in his trial, or the outrage against him wasn't the same, especially because of this. But for a lot of men, their reputations is tarnished. It's over for them. It's scores and scores and scores of stories of men whose lives have been ruined by false allegations, right? Now, allegations should be taken seriously, but we should neither believe nor disbelieve. We should be in a state of constantly gathering information and waiting before we jump off the porch and give our opinion. You know, and remember, like, an accusation is not a conviction. An accusation is not a conviction, right? Especially something like this with the DV charges, right? Due process protects everybody. We just forgot about people forget about due process until they're the ones being accused. Remember that. People forget about due process until they are the ones being accused, right? Emotional narratives should never, ever, 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 ever replace evidence. But in a time where so many people, and yeah, I'm gonna say it, so many people need to walk around with helmets on, because a lot of people don't know how to think critically. A lot of people aren't intelligent. A lot of people need to wear helmets. And so since we're in a time where a lot of people need to wear helmets, emotional narratives sadly have replaced actual evidence. And I've even seen arguments where people will argue against actual evidence based off of how they feel, whether they like the person or not, which is insane. And public opinion, the court of public opinion, should not ever substitute or supplant the courtroom, like the real process. The court of public opinion is just that opinion. But when it comes down to really making decisions and really looking at the evidence, leave that to the professionals. Because the public, we ain't the damn professionals, right? You got to remember, justice is not believing everyone automatically. Justice is not believing everyone automatically. Justice is investigating fairly. Justice is investigating fairly. Now let's get back to the lies.
So I brought my lawyer, which was when I walked to the side of the judge yesterday.
Your personal lawyer is here today, correct?
My workers' comp.
She's with the law firm of Boston Law. That's a law firm here in Dorchester, Massachusetts.
Why would she bring a workers' comp lawyer to an assault or a battery case? Why would a workers' comp lawyer be brought to a battery case? Because you can see he's accused of assaulting the chef, but you got your workers' comp lawyer? I don't know.
Ma'am, I think that was I apologize, but you do need to keep your voice up. I don't know if you answered.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Tell the jury how much I think you described her as a workers' comp lawyer.
I got her because I was injured on the job and I needed to file a workers' comp case. Stefan Diggs did not have proper workers' and comp insurance.
The final portion of that answer will be stricken and you will disregard it. Ms. Adams, if you could just listen to the question, answer the question, and if you need it rephrased, counsel will certainly rephrase it for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She need a helmet.
3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the
Your Honor,
only.
Maybe be heard at sidebar, please.
Objection moved and strike. The last part of the witness's answer, the last part of the witness's response will be stricken as non-responsive. You will disregard it and you will not consider it during your deliberations. Tell them that as well. But courtrooms function and especially trials, unfold in a question and answer format. This is not an opportunity for you to interject your own narrative and evade responding to questions the court deems appropriate. And if you continue to do so, your entire testimony may be stricken. Am I clear?
Yes.
Gentlemen, we got to be better about the women we putting our stuff in. We got to be better about the women we going up in. Gentlemen, we got to be better.
All rise, jurors entering.
She has no character. None whatsoever. No integrity. None whatsoever. This will be a good time. Let me get my next point. So, false accusers must face consequences. I believe, and a lot of people believe, false accusers must face consequences, right? Because remember, to be fair, not every unproven allegation is false. Not everyone. But if someone knowingly lies or fabricates evidence, there should be consequences. There should be consequences if we can prove that somebody has lied, fabricated evidence, all those things. Should be consequences, right? Criminal penalties for proven malicious false reporting. It need to be criminal penalties. It need to be civil liability for reputation damage. It need to be financial restitution. I want my restitution. There need to be public accountability. You want to know why this matters? Because without consequences, this will never stop. Public trust will continue to collapse. This will make it harder for real victims because nobody's going to start believing real victims. Innocent people will become vulnerable targets. You can just get mad at somebody like now and decide to ruin their reputation. I saw a video the other day where a woman didn't know she was being filmed on the dash cam, and she was mad at this guy driving a truck. And I don't remember all the details, but I know she was mad at the guy driving the truck. And he wasn't doing what she wanted him to do. And on film, to her homegirl who was next to her, she's saying, well, if he doesn't do what we want him to do, we're going to accuse him of rape. And her homegirl was like, hey, look, he got a camera. We on camera. You can't be saying that we on camera. He's recording us. She didn't know nobody was recording. So her thing was, if he don't do what I want him to do, I'm going to use the allegation of rape to punish him. Right? So the lack of punishment for deliberate false accusations may incentivize manipulation, and it does incentivize manipulation in emotionally charged breakups or financial disputes or any other thing that happens if especially in this case, the woman feels like really, really hurting the man, which is the problem.
At this point, I just want to be clear on one point, all right? And it's the following. You may not consider anything you heard that was stricken from the record. When an answer is stricken from the record, it does not exist. And in determining what the facts are from this case, you're sworn to determine those facts solely and exclusively from the evidence presented, and you may not consider any answer that I have stricken. All right? Thank you.
You may proceed. Thank you, counsel. Ms. Adams, 3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Stefan Diggs, correct?
That is client lawyer privilege. I cannot speak on that.
You believe that your lawyer's communications to Stefan Diggs are covered by your attorney-client privilege, ma'am?
I can't answer that question. I don't know the answer to that question.
You know that someone on your behalf has demanded $5.5 million from Stefan Diggs, don't you?
I have a workers' comp claim, and
Your Honor?
I'd explore all civil options.
Ma'am,
I don't understand.
are
the
you
question.
able to
Sorry.
answer
No.
that question?
No, I'm
Counsel,
not
restate
able
the
to.
question, please.
You know that someone on your behalf has demanded $5.5 million from Stefan Diggs.
Do you know that, Miss Adams?
No, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer the question. I don't understand.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
She want to play incompetent.
Your Honor, before we direct, may we be heard at sidebar?
Of course. Thank you.
This is wild. This is amazing. This is crazy. Men, we gotta do better. We got to do better.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday, Defense Counsel showed you a form that you filled out to the police,
Yes.
and they made a point that you're the hand, but not the forearm and elbow. May I approach?
Let me guess. She ain't gonna recognize that one either, huh? Let me guess. She don't know nothing.
I'm putting a form in front of you. If you could just take a look at that and look up recognize it.
Yes.
And
Oh, she
I may
recognized.
direct the officer's attention. Could you read right here when it says the expected injury? Or
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain.
is there anywhere on that form where you do note the forearm and forearm being used to choke you?
Objection.
Yes.
Sidebar.
He didn't answer the question. Finally.
On cross, I believe there's some questions about the text messages leading up to the assault.
Yes.
And, do you have still the binder in front of you?
Yes.
Do you mind opening to section 3 and to the pages ending in 114?
Okay.
Would you mind reading the text messages from page 114 to 117?
Okay. And I'm running that bitch life. The next text message doesn't say anything. I won't be paying you shit.
And do you mind just saying who's saying it?
Okay, I said the first. I am running that bitch life, is what I said. Mr. Diggs said, I won't be paying you shit. Fuck, I look like paying you and paying another chef. Is you high, bitch? Who the fuck give you money for your business? Who the fuck gotta give you money for your business? I don't gotta do a motherfucking thing. And you can get whoever you want. You got my address. Tell them to come take the money then. Fuck you talking about. I said bet. Pussy. I said pussy. Show me I'm pussy. Will do.
That's all.
That's it.
In your experience as a personal chef, is it common practice that when chefs get sent away, they get paid for the week that they get sent away?
Yes,
Objection.
because that's the only job I have.
And I know on Cross it came out that you made a public statement where you said, I have never sought money to settle this case. When you said this case, was that referring to the criminal case? Or?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Go ahead.
That series of text messages that you just read, that was in response to you saying after you were fired by Mr. Diggs, you will be paying me out for the season and the money. I'm sorry, and this is on page 113 of Exhibit 3. You will be paying me out for the season and the money you said you would give me for my business. Wasted my fucking time being here because you got a fucking circus going on, right?
Yes.
So when he said he wouldn't be paying you, he was referring to your demand that after you leave your employment on December 2nd, he nonetheless continued to pay you $2,000 a week for the rest of the New England Patriots football season while you were not working for him, right?
That's not how it goes.
You will be paying me out for the season, right?
I was a contracted employee.
It's a yes or no question, ma'am.
I don't know how to answer that question. Sorry.
And before you said that, if you turn just one page back to page 112, what Mr. Diggs said to you that you were responding to was, I'm gonna leave you be. Thank you for cooking for me for this season. I appreciate you. Hate it even got to this. That's what you were responding to when you told him he would be paying you out for the season, right?
No, it's a full context of those messages.
Ma'am, was the message that came from Mr. Diggs that preceded your demand that you be paid out for the season, thank you for cooking for me this season. I appreciate you. I'ma leave you be.
Can you say that again?
You can look right down there
You need a
on
damn
page
helmet.
112. I'ma leave you be.
What was your question?
I'm not finished. Thank you for cooking for me for this season. You can read along and correct me if I get it wrong. I appreciate you. Hate it even got like this. Right?
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. And you were really hoping that Mr. Diggs would give you some money so you could open your own restaurant, weren't you?
Objection.
That was our agreement.
That was what you wanted him to give you, right?
That was an agreement.
Ma'am, is this a contract suit?
Objection.
This is an assault.
That objection is sustained. Witness doesn't have to answer.
Withdrawn, Your Honor. Thank you.
There's no question in front of the witness.
You wanted him to pay you to open your own restaurant, right?
I want him to pay me past wages.
He
Okay.
had already been paying you.
Just one moment, Your Honor, please.
This is wild.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Commonwealth.
All right, so Mr. Diggs. Not just Mr. Diggs, but men, especially us black men, we got to do better. We got to be more, and me too. We got to be better in selecting the women that we put our meat up in, right? Now, the next point is social media has become a digital courtroom, right? Viral accusations spread instantly. And once again, all of the social media detectives come out. And you notice how the social media detectives, they come out, they make their accusations. They feel like they're so right. And I'm using the word feel. I'm using the word feel intentionally because they don't know shit, but they feel. And when they're wrong, they're so silent. How come all of the social media detectives, when they believe they're right, they're loud, but when they know they're wrong, you don't hear anything. They're like they never said it. No accountability. Like I said, retractions never spread as far as false accusations. Never. Algorithms reward outrage. And men can lose everything in this. That's why we got to be smart as men. An accusation trends in hours. An acquittal barely trends at all. Remember that. An accusation trends in hours. An acquittal barely trends at all. Men with means. Wealthy men with means, right? Men with means are desired by a large portion of women. A lot of devious women too, right? So, according to reports presented during the trial, the defense attorney argued financial motives existed. As we can see, she wanted to extort more money out of him to open up her own restaurant. Allegations included discussions of money demands. We just saw that. And celebrity status amplified the situation because it's Stefan Diggs who is hunching Cardi B, who used to hunch old boy from the Migos. And then this lady, who's the personal chef, who we didn't know who she was before then, but now all we know is she's the chef with a BBL. And we know Stefan Diggs can't leave them BBLs alone, right? Athletes, entertainers, celebrities, wealthy men are always rulers. All men of means have always been targets. They've always been targeted by a lot of these women, right? They have resources. They have the social status, they have the clout. Public sympathy often shifts quickly for them. Settlements are common, and their reputations are monetizable, right? This doesn't mean wealthy men are always innocent, but it does mean wealthy men are often targeted. It means fame attracts opportunists along with genuine relationships. Fame attracts opportunists along with genuine relationships. We're being fair. False claims. This lady and the false claims. Once again, real victims are harmed by false claims. I worked in section domestic violence for 16 years. There's some real stuff out here happening. And people, we got to be better. False allegations hurt actual abuse victims, right? Because public skepticism will increase. Genuine victims face more doubt, and legal systems become polarized. False accusations and real abuse are both enemies of justice. Remember that. False accusations and real abuse are both enemies of justice. Look, also, men. What will it take for men, especially wealthy men, but what will it take for men to control our sexual urges, right? Many successful men too, but many men on their way to success have destroyed themselves because they cannot control their sexual urges. They confuse access with discipline, right? Remember, wealth amplifies temptation. Men with money, fame, status, and influence often gain increased sexual access and attention, but more options require more discipline, not less discipline. More discipline, men. More options require more discipline. A man's real power, listen to me now. A man's real power is not in how many women he can attract. It's how many bad situations he can avoid. A man's real power is not in how many women he can attract. It's how many bad situations he can avoid, right? Because sexual discipline is a form of self-preservation. Sexual discipline is a form of self-preservation. Let's think about this past situation with Shannon Sharp, right? Mike Vrabel, right now, the coach of the Titans, Vrabel, right? Many high-profile men fall because they ignore the red flags, or they don't even care about the red flags. They move emotionally instead of strategically, confusing attraction with trust, and they allow lust to override their judgment. Not every attractive person is emotionally stable. They're not all trustworthy. They're not all safe. A woman's beauty does not determine her virtue. That was a stark lesson I had to learn as a man. A woman's beauty does not determine her virtue. And that goes back to the old saying, everything that glitters isn't gold. So as men, we must stop thinking short term. We must stop being temporary people. A temporary sexual encounter can become a lawsuit that affects you long term. Child support that affects you long term. Public scandals that affects you long term. Career damage that affects you long term. Criminal allegations that affects you long term. And emotional turmoil, trauma, and chaos that affects you long term. 5 minutes, 2 pumps, or whatever of pleasure can cost you 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 years, or the rest of your life. And all of your peace and everything that you've built. We got to be better, especially vetting women that we're going to invite in our life. Vet people before you put your penis up in. We have to be better, me included. We got to be better, right? We should examine, first of all, the first thing we should be examining about a woman is her character and her integrity. If her character and her integrity is off, you run from her. Then we examine her emotional stability. Then her conflict patterns, her financial motives, social media behavior, substance abuses, attention-seeking tendencies, all those things. Just to list a few, right? But character, emotional stability, conflict patterns, and financial motives are very important. Lust often blinds men to obvious warning signs. All right, so accountability. We have to be accountable for our actions and what we do, right? We have to be accountable for the situations that we put ourselves in. We have to be accountable for how we go about living our lives and the people that we choose to have in our lives. We got to be better. Because one thing that can reduce these false accusations is us not putting ourselves in these situations with these untrustworthy, with these untrustworthy women, with these devious, diabolical, hyena type women, like the BBL chef, Miss Adams. So remember this, my people. At the end of the day, the Stephon Diggs case is about much more than football, right? It's a warning. It's a warning about the power of accusations. It's a warning about poor personal decisions. It's a warning about lust without discipline. And it's a warning about what happens when emotions overtake evidence in public discourse. This case reminds us that fame and wealth do not protect men from chaos. In many ways, they attract more of it. And for men watching this tonight, right now, whatever time of the day, today, tonight, wherever you're watching this, right? Especially successful men, but men, period, men on their way. And success does not mean wealthy, right? Understand this clearly. Discipline is a form of protection for yourself. Discipline will do for you what money will never do, what status will never do, what fame will never do. Discipline will keep you safe, and discipline will put you in places where these things can never put you in. The ability to control your impulses, recognize red flags, move carefully, and protect your peace may be more valuable than any contract or endorsement deal. At the same time, society must also understand something equally important. False accusations, if proven deliberate, are not harmless mistakes, and women are not children. They damage trust, they damage lives, and they make it harder for real victims to receive justice. And once again, women are not children. We should live in a society where genuine victims are protected and heard, but where evidence still matters and false accusers are thrown under the jail. A society where truth matters more than online outrage and people's stupid feelings, because justice cannot exist without fairness. And fairness means we do not convict people through hashtags, rumors, or emotional reactions. We investigate what intelligent people investigate. Intelligent people examine evidence. Intelligent people allow due process. And intelligent people understand that facts matter and facts follow wherever they lead. Right? They follow facts wherever they lead. Because that's how we protect everybody. And if we lose that principle, we all become vulnerable. And in reality, for us men, that makes us even more vulnerable because we're already vulnerable now. So as men, what are we going to do? Because we already know the greater society isn't going to change. But men, discipline will definitely keep us safe. I'm out.